Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecalls Trading.com. Every time I do these webinars, it's I start with what can I say? I mean, and today it's really what can I say? I mean, if you knew, if you know, for me, when I day trade, I always prepare myself, and I get excited. Like today, I was excited. I had no stocks over $80 today. I had no stocks. Today was so much simpler for me, so much more fun, more clairvoyant, and I mean, I didn't have to deal with the Boeing and Netflix and Apple, and I just kind of I seized on the opportunity that the market gave me. And I'm talking like Zillow. And I'm going to name a lot of tickers that you would never trade in your room unless they're copycatting and piggybacking off our calls, which you already know. You know what rooms I'm talking about because you're listening to me right now and you're like, yeah, I'm in that piece of shit room. I'll be joining you on Monday. I get it. But my point is that I love just trading shit that all these small cap rooms have never heard of. I mean, I'm talking FGEN, Navarro. You know, my real last name was Navarro, Navarro. Yeah, I've been wanting to change it, but I was adopted when I was a day old. They changed it to Hallworth, you know, and then when I got thrown out of the house when I was 18, they tossed me on the streets. I should have changed it then because I was on my own since, and so whenever I see Navarro, I always think, oh yeah, that used to be my name. I used to be Tony Navarro. That's how I was born into the world, and then they changed it to Anthony Joseph Hallworth, AJ. So, and but we traded stocks like SYMC, PBYI, JD, Jamayo. Just sick call. I think Citron's covering his short position right now, and that's why it's popping. Great call from him, and he just took it down to the IPO price. As a matter of fact, I congratulated him this morning after you left because it was a great call. We were playing it from $37 a share. I called it out a few days ago, and I did point it out to you on Twitter. It was a short recommended by Morgan Stanley. I'll show you the call, and I told everyone to short at 37. And just so you know, because this is going to be a highlight over the weekend, and here's the call here 3 days ago. There it is. Downgrade from Morgan, 27 price target, gapping down with nibble short, $37 a share right there. The stock went all the way to 18 for almost 19-point return on your money. You probably could have made enough money to last the entire year just on that stock alone. And my guess is now, as you could see the trend of the stock, that you could, I pretty much guarantee Citron's covering his position right now. So this is why it's taken off. I mean, he just let it the last bits, and he's probably just covering here, 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 and here, and he'll probably announce he's covering, and now it's 24.50 off the bottom. Stock is about a $20 and under stock, so it just got overinflated. But imagine where it was before 20 days ago when it was sitting here in the 50s when I was playing at 48. Think about this buyer here sitting here with a million shares at $45, wondering what happened to his money. He's only down 30 million. I mean, sorry. Anyway, we just had some really, really great plays today, and it was exciting. And I did my homework. I took what I did do to a whole nother level. I was proud of my calls today. And what I really been enjoying lately is, I've had a lot of traders come in my room from other rooms, just been struggling. Some traders in here have been struggling, just trying to like piece it together because they know that they see others make money, but they want to be part of that. So they're like, what am I doing wrong? Can you help me? Can you give me some more one-on-one? Can you talk to me like you did Noel and Ollie and others? Can you be a part of me? Yeah, absolutely. But it really starts with you. You have to be able to apply yourself with me. I'm your coach. I'm your trading coach. Look at me as the professor of day trading. Okay. So I'm going to know what the stock's going to do. You're not. All right. And if you have any doubt, you just go to the coach. Hey, coach, what should I do here? All right. Just like when the NBA's top players are playing in the country, right? In the NBA, right? They all come decide, coach, what should we do here? We're down 3 points. What do we do? What's your call? They're looking for the coach. The player might have an idea, but you know, the coach is where you go to. He runs the team, right? So I'm the coach in the room. And we have a lot of coaches in here. But you know, in here, I'm on the mic most of the time, so I coach you and talk to you pretty much live on the time. When Fire takes over, he's the coach. I mean, he'll talk to you one on one. Okay, I wouldn't do that. Do this. It'll stop here. I mean, he was walking Uber up live. I mean, he was just like, this is going to go here. Uber. You should have seen him. It was like he was doing exactly what the stock dictated, and he knew it was going to do it before it did it. Then Darkside came out, did his thing with Janny, and Janny was doing his. Everyone was coaching into constant ways of making money. In the morning, it is the most opportune time to make money in day trading. You can make day trading throughout the day if you're in the right room who can find you stocks. But in the morning, you can literally be done in minutes. You can literally be done in 30 minutes or less. Imagine that for a day. Imagine that for a moment. Having a job that you can be done in 30 minutes. Do you know why you stay in front of the computer and piss it all away after you make your money? Because you're hungry. You want more. You made your money so fast, you're like, fuck, I can make even more. And that's what you're thinking. Trust me. Oh my God, it was so easy. All right. But I made my money in front of everyone after Uber was done. I mean, when Uber came out, I bought it. I actually bought it at like, I think it was 42.80 or something like that. I would chased it, and then I had to wait for the pullback, and then I nailed it, and I got a 42.57 average. Then I just let it there. I only played 200 shares, but I said, you know what? I am going to wait for 44. I put a limit order in. I figured it would fill that gap, and I just walked away. I came back 5 minutes later after making toast and having a glass of orange juice. I was already filled. It was done. And it's such a great feeling to make easy money. Now, do I regret? Oh, should I put 400 shares in? Should I have done 500? Should. I'm past the should of shit. I took 200. I made $280. I'm fucking done. But it wasn't just me. It was a lot of people in the room. They all took the stock. They all got better at fills than me, and they played it. It was such a fun stock. Uber worked, and I want you to know that I was prepared today on Uber. I told everyone in the chat room right here, plain as day, Uber prices at 45. If they keep it at 50 and under and they open up at 30 million shares, it is done. We are going to get paid. It is going to be a trade to take. That's what I said. I was excited. I put it on my list, and I'll show you. I'll show you what a good IPO looks like. All right? And this is why Uber worked today. See the opening? Look at the opening. 35 million shares. It was done. And they priced it at 45. So if we bought the dip, we made our money. So all it took was right here. So we got in right here on the pullback. I said, I'd be buying here. I'd be buying here. I'd be buying here. All right. And we bought it, look at 42.29 all the way down to 42.19, and it ripped. And then I just had to wait for a little bit, and I got my 44 right there. It just ripped right back up. And I said, when it pulled, the stock's going to curl around and hit that 45 area. It's just going to fill that gap. And guess what? Fire gun on the chat room when I was out, and I said, and I wrote it down. This is, don't worry, traders. This is going to curl around and hit that 45. And that's exactly what he said too. And look at it. Clockwork. Filled that gap. Isn't that beautiful? That's trading. We knew that if you bought it here, the stock would go here. You see that? We knew that. Those that play it believed in it just as much. And that's where a coach comes in, and he coaches you into money, right? because they did everything right, right? They didn't make the mistake Lyft did, right? Lyft, we all know what happened. Look at Lyft today, hit $50, right? Remember Lyft over there at when it was sitting over there up at $88, now 50. They don't want to do that. Think of all the investors, that bought up here. Think of all the money. Think about the people working there that can't cash out, just watching their savings just disappear. In my opinion, if this had hit 35 a share, all right, if this had hit 35 a share, in my opinion, Lyft should be a $35 stock, and I believe it will be. And I've been calling it ever since. All right, and I believe Uber should be a sound $45 to $50 stock, and that's just the way it should have been. Now, if Lyft had come out at 40 a share, they'd be trading at 55 and sitting there, but they didn't. They messed up. They got greedy, and they did this. It was just ridiculous. Okay, that's the difference between a good IPO and a piece of shit IPO that gets too greedy. Okay, so Uber saw that. All the underwriters saw that, and they didn't want to make that mistake again. And so they didn't. It's a very controlled IPO. They're waiting for all of it to fill and rotate. And once it's done, it'll start to descend upwards. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Uber in the 50s and 55s and upgraded. Right? And Lyft just keep descending back down to 35 because that's what it's worth. Okay. A really great trade we did today was called, well, let's talk about the swing short on Jemiah. As you all know, 10 days ago, or 3 days ago, I gave a call out on Jemiah to short the stock. Okay? It was one of my analyst calls, and it was on Monday or Tuesday, I gave the call out up here when it was sitting at, I believe, 37 a share right here. See the gap down? It gapped down, it got a downgrade. So I told traders I'd be short 37 and add at 36 to 37. Have a 36.50 average. You see the gap down? That's when the downgrade came, okay, on Tuesday. So it actually had pulled 36. I said, no, it'll probably pop to 37. Scale in short at 37, and there's the 37 pre-market orders. I said, and when it dips 36.50, add some more. The stock should sell off to 32. It ended up that day going to 34 or just a bit under. And now look at it today. Look at it today. And it helped too that Citron came out, Andrew left and put out a short on it as well, which did help the positioning of the stock for all those that were carrying it. And it's now it hit 18. That's a $19 short. And I believe Andrew, in my opinion, is covering this position, like I said here. So this is going to be definitely highlighted today with Uber and Jemiah. So now Jemiah is probably going to sit around the $20, $22 area and stay there. I think the trade is done. I think the easy money's over with. I think the 19-point short that we called, alongside with Andrew left, and then now the bounce. And I'm pretty much assured that he's covering his position here. The next trade that we did that wanted to be highlighted was a stock called Alarm. I know you've never heard of it. You think it's an alarm clock on your next to your bed, but in us, it's money. It is an actual trade. It's an actual company. And I really love trading Alarm on earnings. It's like now to me, it's like TDD. Alarm is just it's a very easy stock for me to understand and trade, and I really enjoy trading the stock a lot. On earnings, if it gaps up, I fill a gap. If it gaps down, it's a no-brainer. So this was gapping down this morning, and I want you to look how I called this out. I really want you to look the precision of how to call this out to set up traders to make just thousands of dollars in the morning. Okay, so here's Alarm. Now, it has a slight beat, nothing impressive. Okay, the reason why it was getting smacked down is because they didn't impress on the earnings. So it was gapping down 6. That was a little too much. So what I told traders to do on Alarm is to go ahead and go long at 63. If the stock hits 61 at the open, add to it because the stock is going to go all the way to $66 a share. When it hits 66, it's going to fade all the way back to 60. I want you to look what I wrote. This was at least 30 minutes before the opening bell. This was written down in my worksheet an hour before the market even played out. All I did was just write my notes as I put them up. That's why they were done so fast. Okay? I want you to look at the call again and really look at the precision of a professional day trader, not some kid, all right, who's been trading for a few years and wants your sub money. Not some copycat chat room who just came in here, left his and took subs and just copy and paste our calls and changes it by a few cents. No. Look at the call before it even started. All right? It was written down, scripted. This was scripted for everyone to take advantage of. All right? This was just what, number 1 of 13 ideas. All right? Now I want you to watch the precision of the call. You ready? Here we go. Long the stock at 63. There's your 63. If it pulls to 61, add. Pull to 62. Stock will go to 66. Stock went to 65.88. Stock will come back down to 60 and under. Stock has come back down to 62. So basically 3 or 4 up, 3 or 4 down. Precision. Understanding where the stock's going to go before it goes and why. Now I want you to look at these two. I want you to look at JD. Yesterday I prepared the room. I told the room, be prepared because JD is a short. I don't care if they beat. I don't care if Alibaba buys more of the stock. I don't care if they get bought out. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Now, like I said, there's a saying: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And all I could do is put it in a trader's ear. This is coming down. It's going to gap down. It is going to be nothing more than a short to 28. I do not know how much more clearer I can do on a trade. If you refuse to take the trade and you're in this room, it's because 1, you're not reaching out. 2, you are fighting your own demon. You're looking for a way not to make money. Okay? This is just professional day trading at its best. And either you're going to be a part of it or you're going to be working for Uber. Okay? It's as simple as that. All I can tell you is what the stock's going to do and why. You can sit there in disbelief and go, you're wrong. You're fucking stupid. You're a dumbass. I read about you. You're a dummy. You just throw shit up there against the wall. I'm not going to listen to you. Really? Then get the fuck out. Just go pound sand. I don't care. But if you're a real pro or want to be a pro and you want to make a few $1,000s before in an hour, then you will take the trade. All right? JD sells off on every earnings. And I said it yesterday. I even pulled up the chart for 180 and I said, look, and I ran it across and I said, every time earnings comes, they dump. Every time earnings comes, they dump. Every time earnings comes and they gap up, they dump. I pointed it out over and over and over and over. So tomorrow, if earnings comes in and it's really good, it will dump. They will fill a gap. What did I do when I came in the room? Immediately went to JD. Earnings beat. They beat traders thick and strong pre-market. However, I would short and then add on anything 31 to 32 if it comes. Once it breaks to 29.75, it is gone. 28 is the target. I gave JD a 50-cent boost because they did beat, but I wanted everyone to make money. I wanted everyone to participate. I wanted everyone to be happy. It was one of the easiest trades to identify in the room. All you had to do is pull the trigger and execute. And as you can see, if you did, and you took it at the pre-market or even on any pop, once it broke that 29.75, it was gone. And if you look at the opening bell, ding, 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 it was gone. It broke that 29.75 I spoke of right there, that flag area, pulled, and it slapped down. And guess where it stopped? $28 a share. And that's where it's hovering. See how they're holding it? $28 a share. There is no other chat room in the world today, that can do this, that will lay it out for you and basically step by step help you make money. The only thing I will not do for you is pull the trigger at your house. You have to do that. And it's funny because the ones that miss the trade are the ones that have the most excuses. They'll come up with, oh, I didn't see it. Where was your entry? I didn't understand that. I wish you could have put that in writing. Oh, my computer went down. It's something. It is something. It's always your fault that you missed it after they watch the trade do exactly what it did. And so what I do is I make sure that doesn't happen in our room. How do I do that? Because I write the pre-market notes 30 minutes before the bell opens. So you can refer to it, and it's right there. There's no excuse. None. I'll show you another one. Have you ever heard of Dropbox? I want you to write this down. Dropbox. Okay? Now, Dropbox, okay, is like JD. Write it down. I'm giving you something. It's a little gift. It doesn't matter what Dropbox does on earnings. It doesn't matter. Write it down. Dropbox does exactly JD. It sells off. So I wanted you to short the open, add at anything at $25, and the stock should sink to $23.50 and under. That is the trade. You don't have to think. You don't have to do anything. You just press the button. All right? And look at Dropbox today. Why does Dropbox always sell off? It's just got bag holder cities. All right? So if you look, here's your short. If it popped towards 25, within 20 cents it did, the stock will sell off to $23.50 or under. Bam, 23 a share, full gap fill. Imagine making that kind of money so fast before you even get your first cup of coffee. It was laid out to you because you're trading with a pro who knows this stuff. You don't. I do. No excuse not for you to make money on that. None. None. Now I want you to have some fun with me. You ever heard of Zillow? Okay. Zillow has, it's like Google. They have two stocks for the pretty much. They have the Zillow Group, common A shares, and the Zillow Group common C shares. Okay, and they just kind of spun it off, right? Well, ZG had blowout earnings, not just good earnings, but they had their guidance was raised by 100 million. That's huge. But what you got to know about Zillow is they tend to fill some of their gap. I kind of sensed this, and so I didn't think they would fill their full gap. And the reason is because I'll show you the gaps on each. You see how it was right here? I was looking for this target here on Zillow. I honestly didn't think it would really hit it, but once it started to come down, that was the target. I said, you know what? This is going to come down, and see, each of them had their gaps. So I figured, you know what? Let's fill that gap. So once it popped, I said, you know what? Wait for the pull. If it starts to break, I want to short the stock, and I'll give you both. See them right here? I'll show them. Zillow, right here. See how I wrote Zillow? Gapping up 4 on each. I would love to see a rip at the open if it comes to around 40 area. Then I want to gap fill it to $35 and under on both. You see how I gave them both? On both. On both. I said both of them are going to come down to 35 and under. And we're going to nail the bounce. And oh my God, when I got paid, I got paid, I got paid, I got paid. This was one of the most fun stocks to trade today. It was so predictable and on point. And I set the target at 35. You want to see how good we are? You want to see how amazing this room is? Watch the stocks, right? 35 and under. Boom. $35 on Zillow and 34.30, which is 35 and under, right there on ZG. Look at the money you could have made on both sides of the trade. The short and the long. The short and the long. And I gave you the price targets on both. No other chat room in the world can do this. There's not a place out there that can do what we just did for you. Okay? This is reality in this room. This is how it's done. All right? The ability to see the move before it even happens. That's what we do. Okay? And I'm going to give you one last one that kind of was a fun one to trade. I could do GH. I could do jobs. Gosh, I mean, we were 90% today, so I can pick anything. Yelp, 37 would short to 35. It hit 34. Wow, that's a good one. GH, I said long. It should go 5 or 6 points. Look at a pop like that to get at the open. Look for a nice pullback. GH hit 79. Alarm was good. Jobs, how was jobs? I'd libel long. Yeah, jobs, and they come down to 72. Yeah, let's do jobs. Okay, the reason why I'm going to pick jobs today is because it was probably one of the most hardest stocks for me to read. And do you know why? Because it was done, I believe in, forgive me traders, here's the guidance. It was all done in what do they call them? Rumbles? I believe it was Chinese money, RMB. And so it was really, normally when I look at earnings, I could spot it out quickly. Okay, um, off by 11.3 million US, and I can compute it in my head and so forth. This was a little harder for me. When I started to read it, it became a little bit harder for me to understand, like, okay, so how much did they really miss by? And so because it became challenging, I really wanted to do the trade. It made me even want to do the trade even more. And so what I did is this one took me probably 3 minutes to really put together after I read it, and I'm like, okay, it's like I always like to get that one trade sometimes that just really put me on a spot. I want to see how good you really are, AJ. And a lot of people wouldn't have traded this today because they really don't know. They just wouldn't have. But for me, it was a challenge, and I wanted it. So I took Boeing off and I put jobs in its place, and this is what I called. All right. First of all, the stock was gapping down. Um, from yesterday's close. I'll show it to you. Jobs, and it was gapping down. See the sell? See how it was like up here, right there, off of the 84, and it was gapping down 73. So it's gapping down 11 points. Okay, that was number one. So I really wanted to play it in front of everyone. So I thought, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So what I did is I read the report, and then I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. All right, and here's the call on jobs. Gapping down 9. Long. That's what I said. If it pulls to 72 at all at the open, buy it. Okay, add to it. If it gets a sharp pull to 72, the stock will go. If it pulls at the open to 73, add to it. The stock's going to pop to 79, and then you could fade it. Okay, then short the stock. Okay, you got to pop it first. So long it. If it pulls at all, add on the dip to 73. So give it range. Remember, scaling 100 shares, add another 100 more at 73, have a 74 average. The stock will pop to 79 or more, and then you fade it back down to 72, 73. Do you want to see? Are you excited? I kind of am. You want to see how I put this together from nothing? And here we go. Here's the 75 entry. Here's the 73 pull, and here's the 79 pop. It hit 81, and guess what's coming down? Back down to 73. Isn't that amazing? I mean, are you not like in awe? I mean, I'm in awe, and I'm the guy who wrote it. I'm fucking in awe right now. How the fuck did you know that? Oh my God. That is just like, this is the epitome of trading for 15 years. I'm so proud of myself. I am. So, what you hear right now, I'm patting myself on the back because I don't think any day trader in the world would have traded that because it really was hard to read and understand what they really lost. But I did. I'm proud of myself. Well, it was just a stellar week as always. I can't complain. I had so much fun. Mods were incredible. Traders actually grew this week. I saw a lot of traders grow in front of my eyes. I really want to thank you for participating this whole week in Awesome Calls Trading. It has been a wonderful time to be with you. I look forward to trading with you on Monday. More earnings to come, more trades, more IPOs. It's just been a fun and a great week. All you have to do is click, and for $25, you are in the room. If you want to join for $6 a day, it's only $197, which is nothing. You'll make your money probably in the first 2 or 3 days or the first hour, depending who you are. Or you can try this out for a week, and then once you convert from a day to a week, or a day pay or a week, convert to a month, we send you all back that money, and we only charge you like $97 for the rest of the month. So it's really an incredible place to be. I'm AJ Trader 7. I'm AJ, and this is why we get hundreds of referrals a day. Um, People reviewing us, happy for each other. Traders that were struggling. This is David. I talked to him last week. I helped him out. I helped Ollie out. I called him personally. I helped Noel. Look at Noel. Yes, remember yesterday? Now he made $900 today. He made what, 400 yesterday. He was down 247. I picked his ass up and I said, I got you, brother. Right? That's what we do in here. That's what we do. All right. And everyone congratulated my friend Andor killed it today. Look at his trades today. And look at his Uber. I mean, come on. Andor. I mean, the man. Look at this. 42.25 entry. And he sold at 43.70, 44, and 44.60. That is a trader. And he hasn't done an IPO in a long time. Look at that entry. And look at those exits. Look at that. Meanwhile, did your room play it? No, probably not. Probably not. Probably not. What a fun day. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you on Monday. Thank you.